Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to report that in Michigan, after being down 18 points in the polls, Bernie Sanders pulled off a stunning political upset. This is huge news right now. So when it comes to the total delegate count, it appears as though he's going to take home 63, while Hillary Clinton will take home 53. So this is a huge victory for us, especially when you take into account the fact that he outperformed the polls tremendously. So as of right now, let's see here, how much is reporting in. So we have 92% reporting in. It looks like Bernie Sanders is 2 points ahead of Hillary Clinton. He's at 50.1 to her 48. Now, I will put the most recent results up on the screen. By the time this is edited and is up on YouTube, it'll change again. But just know that he won by about 2 points. So basically, they're going to be splitting the delegates. But again, everyone thought that he would lose. 538 Politics had him at they had Hillary Clinton at a greater than 99% chance of winning. And Bernie Sanders pulled off an upset. So now this changes things dramatically. So here's the thing. So going into March 15th, which is a very, very important day, Bernie Sanders now has momentum. Now that he can actually outperform the polls, everything's starting to change. And furthermore, after March 15th, there's no more southern states. And everyone is saying this on the Bernie Sanders side. The Clinton camp is kind of downplaying this. The mainstream media is downplaying this. But once we get past the southern states, then we kind of get into Bernie Sanders territory. And then he's going to pick up a lot of delegates. So here's what needs to happen now. We have momentum going into March 15th. We have to pull out some wins. We have to at least, tie in terms of delegates. Hopefully we can do that. I think that we can now, especially after today. I have a lot of hope. But if we can do that, then getting into the non-southern territory, the rest of the country, then Bernie Sanders can actually make up that delegate count. So don't count him out yet. This is a huge night. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, you should be jumping up and down right now, because what just happened is unthinkable. It's absolutely unthinkable for a candidate who was down by 18 points. Now, I'm not just talking about one poll. He was down by 18 points with respect to aggregate polling. So when you take all the polls and you average them out, he was down by about 18 points. Some polls had him down by, I believe, 20 or 30 points. It was ridiculous. He was not projected to win this state at all. It all looked like it was going to go to Hillary Clinton. And look, he turned it out. So you've got to give thanks to the people on the ground for doing this, for the people who are canvassing. Everyone who can't do that but donated, anyone who face banked, anyone who phone banked, you have yourself to thank for this. I mean, this is insane. This type of win, this type of political upset doesn't happen without the grassroots effort. Now, we're going to get to the bad news as well. So when it comes to Mississippi, here's the bad news. Bernie Sanders got his ass kicked hard there. So Hillary Clinton won 82.9% of the vote to Bernie's 16.2%, and this is with 94% of the precincts reporting in. Now, the good news is that he is viable. So if he would have won less than 15% of the vote, he wouldn't have gotten any delegates. But it still appears as though Hillary Clinton, for the night, is going to take home more delegates than Bernie Sanders, because she won so huge in Mississippi, and because the win in Michigan is so close. But keep in mind what I said here. Going into March 15th, after that, Bernie Sanders has a real chance to make up a lot of these delegates right now that he's behind in. So this is a phenomenal night for Bernie Sanders. What you have to do is keep up the momentum. Go to BernieSanders.com and donate to him. You have to keep up the momentum. If he could have a big fundraising day, that's also going to be huge in contributing to his momentum. We've been really down in the slumps for a while, since Nevada, because basically, after Nevada, everyone discounted Bernie Sanders. And I told you guys, don't do that just yet. He's not out. If it gets to the point where I think that one of the candidates is most likely to lose or win, I'll tell you. But that's not the case. This race is far from over. It's going to be a really, really long race. So I hope that you're pacing yourselves here. But look, they all thought that Bernie Sanders, wash your hands with him. He's done, drop out. But he's still going. And when it comes to March 15th, this is going to be a really telling day. It's very, very important. If Bernie Sanders can hang on, then again, when we get past the South, he has a really, really big chance of making up that delegate lead. I'm going to say it over and over again. I sound really redundant right now, but I want it to be ingrained in our heads that this is good news. This is really good news. You have to be optimistic right now. You have to celebrate if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter. Okay, so I'm going to get to the Republican side now briefly. So Donald Trump pulled out a win in Michigan. He pulled out a win in Mississippi. And it looks like Ted Cruz is going to win when it comes to Idaho. He is more than 12 points ahead. He's about 13 points ahead. With 37% of the precincts reporting. And Trump comes in second with 29%. So Ted Cruz is not very far behind Donald Trump in terms of total delegates. So do I think that Cruz will catch up to Trump? I don't know. It really does seem unlikely, but this race isn't over on this side as well. But when it comes to Marco Rubio, I think that this guy he's pretty much done. So he didn't even get 10% of the vote in Michigan or Mississippi. He managed to come in second, or no, I'm wrong. He came in third and actually got 18% of the vote in Idaho. So that's good news for him. But, I mean, he came in fourth place in Michigan, fourth place in Mississippi. This was supposed to be the establishment's pick. And this guy is not doing very well right now. So, will he drop out before Florida? I don't know. But if he goes into Florida and Trump beats him, that's going to be pretty damn shameful to lose in your own home state where you should be just winning in a landslide. I mean, even Ted Cruz, that bastard won by a large margin to Donald Trump in Texas, his own home state, because people in your own home state, the argument is that they know you best. So if Marco Rubio's own constituents reject him in favor of Donald Trump, that's not just bad for the race, that's bad for his career. So if I were Rubio, I would maintain that dignity and drop out right now, because that would be really, really shameful for him to lose, especially if it's a big margin above 10 points in his own state. That'd be bad for him. So great night. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, you should be really happy right now.